Lifeboat Live, we have 4 simple rules. Number 1, we don't discuss politics, ever. Number 2, this is not a religious channel, and while you might hear people say, God bless you, or I'm going to pray for you, or I wouldn't have gotten through this without my faith, that's fine. What's not fine is to say, my God is better than your God, or here's why you're not getting into heaven. It's not going to fly. Number 3, we believe wholeheartedly if you can't control your tongue, then you can't control your life. So while on board, there's not going to be any cursing in the live chat, period. And number 4, there is no room for mean people on the lifeboat. Because we discuss very sensitive things from people's past in our group setting, we got to protect those people. The only way they feel confident and comfortable discussing those things is in an environment that is free of trolls and mean people. So if you're a mean person or you're a troll, we're going to block you for life. And if your account happens to be less than 24 hours old, we're probably a little suspicious right from the word go. Why? Well, because there are people in this world who enjoy being cruel solely for the sake of being cruel. It's not going to fly here. But if you're here because you're trying to get sober and live your best life, then you might find that the lifeboat is just that, a lifeboat. I'm Captain Tommy Scoville, and we will see you on deck. Hey everybody, I'm Captain Tommy Scoville, and you're on the lifeboat. Before we get rolling too far, I want to thank the people that that reached out. I had some people that sent some really nice emails, and I was just telling Mark, I had some people that reached out and apologized, and I'll be really honest, not one of them did anything to to hurt my feelings or to do anything that required a sorry of any kind. Some of the people that might have actually said sorry did not, but no, it's so if you happen to have sent me an email that said sorry about anything, just know you didn't know me as sorry. None of you. I promise. That's just the truth, but if you watched last night's show, I came on and had a chance to say some things that were on my mind and to talk about sort of the future of the lifeboat as I see it. And, I was here alone. So it's, tonight I wanted to make sure that Mark had the opportunity to, to tell you where, Mark's coming from too, because I may have paraphrased a few things yesterday, but it's got to be, it should really be coming from his mouth. So, yeah. And then, we can talk after that and see what's happening. But, How you doing, Mark?
I'm okay. Yeah,
Good.
I mean, yeah, guys. And I don't want any of this to sound bad. And you guys know my intentions are never ever to be, I don't know, combative. I guess would be the right word for that. I don't. This is probably the first time I've ever really come on here and do what I'm getting ready to do. And that's just tell you what's going on in my head. The fact, you know, just everything that's been going on. Um, and to give you a little bit of backstory on, I don't, like I said, I don't like doing this. I hate it. I hate confrontation. I hate any kind of drama. That's why I don't allow it on my other channel. It's not there. If it's there, it gets booted off really, really quick. And we've done that here, but we can only do that here to a certain degree. There's conversation being had here. Over on my other channel, there's not. And that's the difference, right? So you start to care about people. And we say we're family when you walk in the door. And I have to be honest, I haven't felt like that, especially the past week or two, and even a little bit before. And let me tell you where I'm coming from with that. I know Tommy's face is out here all the time, right? And I even mentioned this last week before we started going down this road anyway. I get, he's going to be getting a lot of the emails because his face is there all the time. I get that, right? Um, and I was saying that so people could come over and talk to me to take some of the load off of Tommy. That's what that that whole mindset was, And after taking, I don't know, after just taking the night off and seeing what happened with everything this past week, I had to revisit some things in my own mind. Just get myself to a place where I need to be. And to be honest with you, and I've spoke to Tommy about this too. And let me say this too: everything that I'm doing is a choice. I'm choosing to do this. I'm not putting blame on anybody. We've been talking about that for the past week too. We're not going to point fingers at nobody for nothing. It just doesn't do any good. I think that anybody that comes here and dedicates their time, even if you're going to be in the chat or whatever, I think that's some. You deserve a little. Hey, thanks for being here. That kind of thing, right? And we do that. We extend that out to you. I mean, I make a point. If you guys have ever, anybody, if you're new here, I make a point in the chat. I put everybody that says something in the chat, I put their name and like extend it out in all caps. I do that for a reason, so they see it, so they know that they're getting acknowledged. That we know they're here, right? And that's part of the family environment that we try to get to. And just like any other family, there's going to be problems, right? We get close to each other. We do this, we do that. So when things happen, it does hurt a little bit more than what it would from a stranger. Because a stranger, you can just look at them and say, screw you, flip them the bird and walk away. We don't do that to people that we love. And that's why I think me and Tommy are even still here, because we do actually care. And I'm saying this, and and anything I'm getting ready to say, please just understand this is just what, again, it's my choice, and it's my choice to be here. But it is, I'm going to explain to you my routine that goes on, so you guys understand that Tommy's doing a bunch of crap in the background, and so am I, and that plays a part here. It plays a big part. Tommy does what he does, right? He's already said to you what he does, and that's, yeah. There's a lot of time, guys. I mean, like Tommy says, it's a full time job. It really is. And for me, it's the same. And when I say it's the same, it's I'm talking in time frame, not actual what we're doing, right? We got our roles that we're playing, and it works, and it always did work. Once we found that groove and that routine, and stuff has happened that has kind of knocked us out of that groove, because at least in my mind, um, I had to start questioning a few things, and why I was doing certain things. When I started Wages World, I had the rule here in my own house that I was not going to take time from my family to do YouTube. And why that was possible is because I did edited videos on space weather. I mean, it's not like what we do here, right? I understand the fact that we have to be here when we're here. I get it, right? And that's why I've never even hardly mentioned this to anybody. But just to give you an idea of what my evenings look like typically, my wife gets off work at 5 o'clock. You know, if my daughter goes to school, she's already home. We usually do dinner, and we usually sit on the couch or whatever we're doing over there while we're eating. Well, about 8 months ago when we started all this, another fixture of my routine came into place, and that was my laptop all the time. Okay, I'm trying to spend time with my family and stuff, and I'm there, right, and I'm talking to them, trying to be engaged. But let's just face it, when I got that laptop there, I'm not completely engaged because I'm doing other things. And and it comes down to, I know people think that you can just whip out a thumbnail real quick. Ask Tommy, that ain't the case. That is not the case. If you want to make something look good or have it just be whatever it is, you got to take a minute to do it. And if you've noticed through the evolution of our channel, it has most certainly gotten better because me and Tommy both have gotten better at that. And it makes a difference to the newer people. It really does. Nobody's going to come through here if it looks like a 5-year-old in a crown did the freaking thumbnail. I mean, it's just what it would be. And if you're new here, I'm sorry that you're hearing me be like this, because I guarantee you everybody here on the boat is going to tell you that I've never, ever even come close to this kind of a thing. And let me say this, I'm not leaving the boat. I probably should have said that at the beginning. I don't want people freaking out about that either. Ain't nothing like that. I just want you guys to know where I'm at. So that's my routine. I get, we do our thing, we do our routine. Sometimes the thumbnail takes a minute or two or whatever. And usually there's some research involved because I do try to, find some visuals and stuff every once in a while where we'll flop them up there for you guys. And because it helps Tommy, it helps me, it helps all you guys understand what we're talking about. It's a good thing, right? So what I'm saying is, about 8:30 every night, I'm on the East Coast. I get up and I bring my stuff, and I could show it to you, but I'm not going to. Right now, I'm on my dining room table with 2 laptops. That's what it looks like. And my wife and my daughter are probably 10 feet away from me on a love seat and a couch. So I have to get up in the middle of that, come over here, and I do what we do here. And I choose to do that for a reason, because not only is it helping you guys, it helps me. This helps me. Okay, I want to say that. And I have to say that because I had a conversation with my daughter and my wife, more so my daughter, kind of a split conversation. But I started to feel like I was breaking my own rule of taking my family time and doing YouTube. And to be honest with you, I was. It is. It still is. I mean, but let me get to where I'm going here. Both my wife and my daughter, because I asked them, I was like, hey, what do you guys think about what's going on with this? So I kept asking them even from the beginning, is it going to bother you if I go here and do this? I want to make sure everybody's okay. And, my daughter's 15. I don't get these years back. Anybody that's a parent knows this. Anybody that's raised a child, they get this, right? So the most important thing for me is my child, and my wife. My boys are raised. One of them's still here, one of them's out of the house. But I know once she gets to 18, and the second that she steps out and gets her own apartment, it goes to most likely a 1. You'll see them once or twice in a week, every week. I know. So the clock is ticking for me, is what I'm trying to say with my daughter. Because that will go away. It's just a fact of life. That's what we do. We raise our kids. That's our job. We get them out in the world. So I'm saying that so you guys understand the sacrifices that Tommy and myself are making. Because I'm not the only one sacrificing here, right? Tommy's doing the same stuff. It's different stuff. I'm doing more technical stuff, but we're still taking time. right? When you guys come here, or anybody that comes here, all you guys do is run over here, hit the YouTube play button. That's it, and then we're here, right? All this other stuff that happens in the background, nobody sees, and we try not to even bring it up because it's a choice. So I told my daughter, I was like, listen, if I have to drop off of this, I would. I mean, if it was her thing, right? And she said, Dad, I really wish you wouldn't, you're taking time, this, that, and the other. But she said the opposite. She said, it's helping you. I can see it's helping you, Dad. Okay? And to be honest with you, that's why I'm sitting here right now. Because when that happened, I didn't hear any of that until not yesterday, but the day before, where I did the solo show. It was after that show. And when I heard that, I was like, before she said that part of it to me, I was done. I mean, I wasn't going to come back at all. I mean, she told me that. I mean, that's just what it would have had to be. And I would hope that you guys would respect, especially if you guys got kids, that would have to be how it would have to be. But she said the opposite, and it kind of floored me a little bit because, number one, it did solidify that she's now not just a child or a young woman. She's an adult. That's an adult thing to say to somebody. And it made me realize that I've done a decent enough job that she understands what addiction is and how this is helping me. So she doesn't view the boat as anything other than something that's helping her dad. So, and don't get me wrong, I don't want you guys to think I'm taking all day long to come over here and I never see my family or nothing like that. And, like I said, sometimes you can ask Tommy. It'll take you 5 or 10 minutes to make a thumbnail, then you're just sitting around waiting to hit play, right? I mean, that's just how it works. Other times, it takes longer. Plus the other stuff that I'm trying to do in the background as far as progress the show. As far as, any of the stuff that you guys see, all the graphics, all the text stuff running across the bottom of the screen. Guys, it's a fairy doesn't come through here and just wave its wand and that just shows up. I mean, it really does take a lot of that, a lot of effort to do these kinds of things. And we're working towards a call-in show, which I think is going to be great. And by the way, thanks for everybody that's emailed me there. But let me touch on the email thing too. And I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to hold any words. I don't hold grudges. I don't do any of this stuff. I have been involved in other genre of YouTube at a high level with other people before. And I got used multiple times. I'm not saying I'm getting used here. That's not what I'm saying at all. I want you guys to understand that. This may even be a bad example. But this is why I guess I get a little sensitive on this end of it. Because throughout all of this, all the stuff that we've been through, up until Tommy talked about a call-in show, not one of you guys, and it hurt me. It hurts. I'm just going to be honest. Nobody even attempted to contact me just to see if I was okay. I can't tell you how many times. That goes through my phone, my text messages, any of that. Not one person asked me if I was okay. Nobody. And that, like I said, you're not seeing anger. That hurt. Because when I say we're family, I mean we're family. And I don't treat you guys like that. And I'm not trying to chastise you guys at all. I just want you to know that that's where my head is at. And if my daughter had said anything different than that yesterday, you probably wouldn't have seen me again. And it's hard. It's hard for me. I share so much of what goes on in my head. I've shared so much of what goes on in my life with you guys. I've never even talked about some of this stuff with my wife. But I'm here talking to you guys about it. For what reason? To try to help you. So when things are going on and nobody even attempted to see if I was okay. You know, we say words mean things, but how do you prove your words? Actions. That's where it's at. We've been talking about that. So you can say all you want, but hardly any of it means anything unless you follow through with an action. You got to see it. It's got to come into play. And again, guys, I'm sorry if this is hurting anybody's feelings, but like I said, my feelings have been hurt for months. I'm just being honest. I put a lot of my life is right here. And I share it because it does help me and it does help you guys. And I'm going to continue to do that. It's not something I intend to stop. That's not what this is about. But when things like that happen, you start to have to fight other emotions. Okay? I mean, I fought trying to come, just going off. I've fought that in my head. I've fought, just doing whatever. I've fought, like, holding grudges. I haven't held a grudge in a long time. And I don't intend to now, which is the main reason why I don't put blame onto anybody. I'm not putting blame on you guys. I'm not putting blame on me. The mistake I made is I didn't say something before this. And I should have. Because I know none of you guys are doing that intentionally, okay? I get that. I really 100% get that. How would you guys know I'm feeling this way unless I say it? Right? I don't expect you guys to do that. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that from this point forward, now that you guys know, I mean, and I'll have to treat it different if it doesn't change at least a little bit. And I know I might sound like a wuss. I might. I don't care. I just don't care. That's how I feel right now. And I've had, like, I checked my emails right before I came into the show, and all those emails except for one was about the call-in show. I didn't see anything in there asking how I was doing. And the other email I got was telling me a problem that somebody else had that needed help. And that's fine. That's what that's there for, right? That's what I do. That's what Tommy does. But I point that out because nobody's doing that. And just as much negative stuff that we see, that we hear, I need some positive, just to be honest. I do. And again, this isn't about me taking, the time frame of the show or anything like that. That time frame that we chose, it's there for a reason. And that's not going to change. It's not. I don't intend for it to change. I don't want it to change, because that's when we're able to affect our numbers as far as people that can be here at that time frame is at its peak. Right? And that's what we do. And do I think that the call-in show is going to change the dynamic some? Yes, it will. It's going to help us not have to work so hard in the background. That's what it'll do. It really will. It'll free up some time. And it's just what it is. And I say all this because I care. I do. I don't want to get myself to a point where I'm having feelings and just let it go to where it builds up, that I start holding grudges and it turns into what me and Tommy have been talking about. It turns into not liking certain people or certain this, or having feelings this direction, right? We don't want it to get to that point. And I'm telling you guys, I was on the border of that, if not across the line with a couple. It sucks to come out here and want to help somebody and then have a feeling hit you in the backside like, well, they just did that. You start having stupid things creep into your mind again. I don't want that. I won't have that. I can't have that. We're here to do what we're doing to try to help you guys we're a family. Like I said, as soon as you walk in the door, we're family. But that family dynamic includes me and Tommy. We are in recovery just like you guys are. We never will not be. And we said that so many times. And we probably said it enough now that it probably loses some of its power. But let me re-up that for you guys. I fight it every day. Every day of my life. And I know Tommy does too. I mean, and I know all you guys do too. Anybody that's here. And again, guys, I don't say any of this to hurt anybody's feelings. It's really not about that. I'm saying this so you guys know where my head's at, so I don't have to do something like leave. That's really why I'm doing this. And this is hard for me. I hate this. You can ask Tommy. I hate this kind of stuff. This really, I mean, it hits me in the gut. You know, I've been worried about this live show since yesterday. It really gets in my head like that. And I knew that if I came out here yesterday with you guys, that I was probably going to say and do things that I either didn't mean or I forgot something or something like that. When I say I love you guys, I truly, honestly do. Or I wouldn't be sitting here right now talking to all you guys. Because it's so easy just to hit delete and walk away. You know, if you guys look at my Wages World channel, go look at the last time I made a video. It's been 9 days. There's stuff there, you know, I mean, I guess I could have done a video. There wasn't much going on the sun or whatever, but the main reason I haven't been doing anything over there is because my head is not in the right, well, it wasn't in the right spot. And I need, and this right here, and I'm just going to say it, is more important to me. I got 50,000 plus subscribers over there. But the relationships I have here trumps all of that. All of it. And mainly the person I'm looking across the screen at here. I didn't expect to gain a brother out of any of this. I really didn't. And that's what happened. I know that if this boat was to sink, that we would still be talking to each other and be there for each other. That's something that we're not going to lose. But you have to, guys, understand that if we're family, we got to act like it. You can't just say it. You know, I really could have used somebody to talk to yesterday. I didn't have nobody. And it was hard, to be honest with you. Yeah. And like I said, especially coming off the show I just did, I mean, that had me in a bad headspace anyway. I got pretty emotional talking about my mom. And, you know, that's the other thing about the YouTube world. When we hit stop, my life and my thoughts don't stop. Just like yours don't. So when I share something like that, it really does hit me. And it takes me a minute to get back to where I need to be. And maybe I'm just being ridiculous. I don't know. But all I can do is tell you how I feel. And it's not directed towards one person, individual at all, ever. You know, if I had a problem with just one person, I would go tell that person. And I don't really have a problem with you guys. It's not what I'm saying. I guess I just need a virtual hug once in a while. I don't know how else to say it. I really don't. Because all of it comes from a place of just getting hurt. And, you know, I know all of us are pretty sensitive to those kinds of things anyway because of the lifestyle we had. I get it. If anybody gets it, it's the two guys sitting right here. But, again, guys, you know, I say this because I care. I say this because if I didn't care, I just wouldn't have come back at all, period. There's multiple times in the background where me and Tommy have talked, and we talked each other down off the ledge a couple times. And that's just you know what? That's normal, right? That's a normal thing for people running a channel together to do. It's just what we do. You guys can't know any of that unless we tell you. So I'm not putting blame on anybody, but just know that when things go on and when things happen, that Tommy's here, I'm here, and our lives do mean something to each one of us. We have things going on, and I know that if I was to come out here and say that kind of stuff, you guys go do this, go do that. And I know, but I know where I need to be, right? I want to be here. And when my daughter said that to me, it solidified to me that it was okay. I needed that. I honestly really needed to hear that. And when she said that to me, it was, some of the pressure just released off of me. But what I'm saying is, I don't want myself to get to this point again. I'm not going to. If stuff like this starts, if things start to snowball and do this and that, I'll probably just say, hey guys, hey, this is going on, and we'll move on, right? Because I get the fact that me and Tommy are usually ones giving advice. But there are times where we need it too. And I just kind of felt like I didn't get any. I just felt like I was kind of just stuck out there. And it didn't feel good. None of it was intentional, and I love all you guys. I haven't read any of the chat. Okay, I don't even have my other computer going. So I apologize. Yeah, I got it. It's going now.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to communicate better. Obviously, we're still going to be working toward the call-in show, but we're going to communicate better. We're going to take our own advice more, and there may be some times that we take off, and not go 7 days a week. And when we figure out exactly what that's going to look like, I'll be honest with you, it scares the hell out of me when we don't go every day. It does, because
that's something
this has
I meant
become
to
such an anchor for so many people that and like I said, we've seen some bad things happen before on days that we took off, and there's only been a handful of them. It is not wrong if you guys think about yourselves. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah. And I appreciate you guys. I really do.
Yeah, and I think this has probably been a healthy couple of days, and I really do believe that. I don't know. I should have said something a long time ago.
Me too.
I really should have. In the beginning, I think I was probably a little bit more. I was a little bit more honest with how we were feeling all the time. But what happens is, you end up, like Mark said, you end up being the person that gives advice a lot, and you start feeling like you lose credibility in that position if you come out and say, hey, this is kicking my butt. I could use a little advice. And it's not an intelligent thing, but it is something that you fall into if you sit in the chair. And I think what I've been reading in the chat tonight, the majority of people said they would have loved to have reached out to you, but there's a misconception with the people on the boat that because of the number of emails we get, people don't want to necessarily reach out with emails because it's overwhelming. What I would say is this. We get a lot of emails that for people that are asking for help. If you just want to send an email that says, hey, we appreciate you, whatever, that's never a problem. Asking for help is never a problem. There are some emails that I could read them on here without telling you names, where you just go, no offense, what the hell is that?
No,
There
exactly.
are a decent number of them that come in that, every once in a while, it'll be somebody that would like me to take a good hard look at their political position. And I assure you that if we don't do politics live, then I don't want to talk to them when we're not live. And the same goes with a whole bunch of other genres that it is what it is, people. But
and I think
that's miscommunication too. Think?
Yeah, I do 100%. And let me say something else here too. I think a lot of times what happens, especially with me and Tommy, we're talking to each other, right? So we're kind of talking each other down away from that. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? Like if we're having issues and what we're thinking is going on, and we're talking to each other, we're kind of helping each other already there a little bit, but we forget that we really should have been saying it to you guys. I think that's because I know that I've vented to Tommy. Tommy's vented to me. It's a normal process. It really is. And venting does go a long way for your stress. So, and Tommy hit on a great point there, that it is hard to say anything at all when you're the one that's giving advice and you're needing the advice, because that does in your mind make you think that you might lose some credibility to the crew. But with that being said, we, as much as we say we gotta, we're in this recovery with you guys, we gotta act like that too. We gotta be able to accept it when it's coming that way. And I think that for myself, I know I've deflected that sometimes. I'm just being honest with you guys. I have. I'm like, well, I guess and just kind of bounce it away. And I apologize for that to anybody that's ever tried to give me advice, and I've done that to you. It's never intentional, but sometimes I'll do it unintentionally, and then then I'll forget to apologize to you or something like that. And I think the biggest thing is, guys, none of what we've ever done here, except for being here, is for us. And I really do truly think that. We're here. That's what helps us. We're helping you guys, right? But it's like Tommy sent me an email. I'm not sure if you text message, if you shared it with him yesterday or not, Tommy. The 420 thing.
No, that was funny.
He sends me. He says, "Yeah." He said, "We've we've been doing a pretty good run here. We've done about 420 hours of content." I said, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "What?" The drug recovery channel ends up at 420.
Right. And that's the point at which they get bummed out.
Yeah.
420 of live, and then there was the videos and all that. But we had hit 420, 420 hours. We need to retool this.
Yeah.
We really do. And a lot of what everyone has been saying tonight, I think, is really valuable. I also think that there are people who we are definitely going to ask to step up a little bit. And there are places that we can use people to assist us in what we're doing. There's definitely that. I also think, like we talked about last night, there needs to be a contact list.
I was thinking the same thing, dude, when you said that last night.
For tools.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that would be helpful for people that are emailing me right now about the call-in show. If you want, and it goes for anybody who wants to email me if you're willing to be a contact. Because what we can do is we can actually put that in the description box. And it could be an email. It doesn't have, I would not suggest a phone number. Don't do that, because I'm not going to post somebody's phone number. That's not going to happen. So if you want me to give like a Facebook Messenger name or an email, preferably just an email. And then the reason why is because that's more safe. It's a safer road to go around to get into contact with somebody, because then you're in control of it. And that's why, because we won't do anything other than something like that. I wouldn't put you guys in that position. And anybody that's already
you've got enough of them on that list, you know what I mean? There's always going to be at least one person that's online or close enough to the phone or whatever. It just needs to be, a decent sized list. That's what,
And this is
from reading everybody in the comment section right now, I don't know how many people. Everyone seems to be stepping up and wanting to help, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. I think the best days of the boat are in front of us. I really do.
I do too.
We've had some. There have been some really ugly, phases of this, and it would have been really odd if there wasn't, right? And we've come out of every one of them stronger.
We call it a roller coaster for a reason.
It's definitely
it really is. It's an emotional roller coaster, and it's just that way, guys. I don't think it's ever going to be anything different, to be honest. If you think about it, that's how you grow. Honestly, you can grow and not get stronger, but we don't do that. We grow and we get stronger. You can have a weed grow, 10 feet tall, and it's going to be bended over at the waist because it's so weak. But you take a lily or something, you grow it, or a sunflower, you grow it the same height, it's going to be standing straight up. Well, we're the sunflower because that's what's going to happen. And it's you guys. And I said this before, so many times. It's you guys. It's you guys. It's you guys. But when I say you guys, I mean us guys. To be honest with you, and that's what I'm including myself in that. And again, that is my fault for not saying this sooner. I let that really start to bother me, and I think I've only talked to Tommy about this once months ago, so he doesn't even really know exactly how I was feeling because I wanted to make sure my head was in the right spot. And I'm glad I took last night off because I needed to hear that from my daughter. I needed it. That's really a lot of where my stuff was coming from, because guys, I'm not going to get that time back with my daughter. None of us do. We don't get that time back. But when she said that it made me, she actually said this, it's making you a better dad. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I mean, you don't need to say anything else after that. I mean, where's the live stream? Let me go to it. I mean, that's really where I was at that point. And I've seen Tommy grow so much throughout this whole process. It's ridiculous. I've seen myself grow. If you go back and look at our early stuff, and that's the other thing that comes into play here, Tommy, is the fact that we're doing something that nobody else has ever done. That's why these growing pains are hard, because we're having to figure it out. If nothing else than logistics, right? I mean, we know how to talk about recovery. We can do that all day long. But the best way to deliver it and to get the most help for you guys, that's what we're figuring out. And we've come to the point now, and Tommy, you said this about, I think it was back in January, that there was going to come a time where we got so big we was going to have to. And that's a good thing. Right? That's a good thing. Even though what we're doing right now isn't a pleasant conversation or whatever, it's a needed one. It's needed, and like I said, the one thing I'll apologize on this end of it is waiting this long to tell you guys what was going on in my head. And again, nobody is at fault. Okay? I'm not putting blame. I just want you guys to know that does affect me. I can't tell you how good it makes me feel when I get just a random email just asking me how I feel. And I'm just going to, Alan did that for me a while back. Alan Ballantyne did. Leisure's done it. I mean, a lot of you guys have done this, right? But I guess what I'm saying is maybe there was a dry spell, and when I really need to hear that kind of stuff, I think that maybe I don't assert myself enough to let you guys know that we're going through some hard stuff in our own heads. We're dealing with things here on this end, and I like Tommy said, I take 50% of all that. I really do. It's 50% my fault. It really is. I should have been saying something, and I didn't.
Both of us.
And I think even at some level, we weren't even telling each other. Well, I just said that a minute ago. I was holding it in.
Yeah.
And it can't be like that, I love Tommy enough that, yeah, I've never even met him. You guys understand this? And the level of brotherhood and the level of love I feel for him is more than what I could say for my friends I've known all my life. It really is that way. And I appreciate him so much because, coming out of, you guys know the story, coming out of jail and doing this, come on. And leaving that to the side. At no point, like when my best friend lost his son, I said, hey, this just happened. He said, get off the phone. Don't worry about it. I got this. Right? And I do the same for him. And that's why this has worked so long as it has. But I think the calling show is definitely a good thing for
future.
Us. Yes.
I think it's the future. And I'll tell you what, there's going to be growing pains with that. And they're going to be big ones. I truthfully and honestly believe that we're going to see a lot more action when we go to that format and we perfect it. Whether or not that's the kind of format that we could pull off 7 days a week, I really kind of doubt that. But the thing, if you ever study any of the big red button and how it works, first of all, we all know it's chimps in a basement and just banging on computers, and we're not exactly sure how the algorithm works. And you hear all of this crap and you hear the crazy stuff, and you know what I'm talking about. We have been really happy with our growth. There's no problem with it at all. We don't feel like we're not getting exposure. We're getting a ton of exposure. We're happy with all of that. We really are. No complaints.
Yep.
But there are thresholds where once you hit, they go, oh, up it in the algorithm. And we are literally this far from the next one.
Yep.
So, at the 2,500 mark, which we are threatening, we're within about 18 people or something. There's going to be more action, and it's going to be coming in at an odd time. And I promise you that the next time we're going to have this conversation right in the beginning.
Yeah. I promise that too, guys. That's something that is. I really regret that. I really regret not saying something earlier. I did. I let myself get to this, guys. I really did. And thank you for listening to me. You guys didn't, and I haven't, like I said, I'll go back and read the chat later. Just know that anybody I really would expect everybody to be supportive because it's just who you guys are, right? I mean, that's just what we do here, and thank you for that. And when we go to a different format, it doesn't mean that me and Tommy change. It's just we're doing it differently, and like you said, it's not. I don't think you could do a successful call-in show every day. I don't think it would work, to be honest with you. I think that 3-4 times a week, 4 probably, something like that, would probably be like a goal, that kind of a thing. Because I guess it could work an everyday thing in certain areas, but we'll cross all that when it comes, right? But one thing I want to say to you guys from this point forward, I won't wait again. Because I can't. I just can't. I can't. I've been sick about this all day long, guys. That's just my personality. It really is. I hate drama. I hate making somebody else, because I knew when I said this, people might feel bad about this. And I don't want to do that to anybody. Even though stuff was happening that made me feel bad, I still don't want you guys to feel bad. And it wasn't for that intent. I really do appreciate all of you guys. And from day one, it's been like this. And we get, and I know Tommy's talked about this, but the hate that we've gotten is extreme. Okay? And I mentioned to you guys that, and Leisure can probably back me up on this one because he's been part of Wages World and Planet X News and all that over there for a long time. Way before I even... anyway, he can back me up on that. In other genres, I've seen it not be as bad. I mean, but I've seen it. So I knew that was going to happen eventually. It just does. It's not specific. So when somebody says something like that to you, don't think it's genre specific. If you choose to come out here on YouTube, it ain't going to matter. You're going to get hate. You're going to get hate. Johnny gets hate, right? We've gotten hate. That's a pepper community. What the heck are you gonna hate on somebody over there? I don't get it, right? And I do space weather. What are you gonna hate on me for space weather? But it happens, and and when it gets to a high level, we've learned. Me and Tommy have learned how to deal with that, and there's certain things that we haven't even, shared with you, and we're not going to. We're just not. And it doesn't need to be shared because we handle it certain ways. And the main thing, guys, you guys ever run into something like that is you starve them to death. Don't give them attention. So
it's like putting out milk for a cat. They'll be back.
And that goes to my mods, basically, guys. Okay, seriously, don't give them attention.
Michael Carbone, you got to hear this.
But
Michael Carbone, there was a little bit of chat about if you promise unconditional hope, then it really stands a chance to let people down. And Michael Carbone said, "Unconditional hope has never let anyone down. Unconditional help has, and I think there's something to that,
That's
people.
well
I
said.
really do. I think that that's spot on. When you promise, help, I'll always be there. That's a little different. But the hope thing, that we can't have enough of it. You can't promise enough of it. Even if you over promise and under deliver, the world needs more hope and all kinds of it. Right? We really, really do. People, we're gonna have growing pains. It's gonna take some stuff to make this happen. And during that time, uh, we would, we'd appreciate all the understanding that we can get, because some of the stuff is really frustrating. I am really not good at it. This whole YouTube thing from Jump Street is just not really it's not really in my wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying? I am looking forward to interacting with people on the fly. I'm looking forward to you people not having to wait 40 seconds while I say something, and then me waiting 40 seconds to read it. I really want to see how that plays out, because I think it'll be awesome. I really do.
And I've got technical stuff, guys, that I've been talking to some people in the background way before this even happened. And so I got a good idea of what we need to do. But it's going to take some work. It's not as simple as just bringing somebody in on a phone call. Sorry. It's not that easy. But anyway, sorry, Tommy, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. You're good. But as you're saying, it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. There's definitely going to be some growing pains. I think it's a great idea. I really do. And I think it's the next logical progression in this. And there will be changes. There's no way around that, right? You guys have always pulled through every change that we've done. Every time we've done some radical ones that didn't work. And we came back, and then everybody just
they missed a step, did they? I mean,
no, not really. Like the first day we came back, it was like we had never been gone. And I think that I'll tell you what, we could promise you a couple of things, right? The format, us trying to care and everybody trying to care for one another, that's never going to change.
Never.
I think we could probably use a little more cowbell and probably a little more cat in the basket.
Yeah.
I don't think Squirrel's not particularly happy with the amount of airtime she gets. So we've been negotiating in Squirrel's contract for maybe a little bit more.
On the call-in thing, guys, I think that does a lot for us, because you don't have to tell us what you want to talk about, because you can just do it there. And it's, and I'm sure Tommy talked about this a little bit yesterday. I'm pretty sure he did anyway. Trying to come up with a topic is sometimes difficult that we haven't touched on before. It's a long thing there, guys. I mean, think about all that content that we just told you. Now, there's always different approaches, different perspectives that go at a different thing, and there are some subjects that deserve multiple shows, especially when you're getting a truckload of new people in, right? I mean, that's when it's beneficial, because now the people that are here have learned and know, and they can help the people coming in, and in turn, helping them is helping them. It really does work that way. And I didn't used to think it did. Honestly, this boat has showed me that. Really did. It shows me that everything that we're doing, I hate to use this word, is a butterfly effect. It really is. It comes back to us. It helps us, And I would say, one last thing I'm going to say is that anything worth having, this is a cliche, okay? Anything worth having is not easy. If you want something to mean something, it's going to be hard to get to. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And, we could go into all that later on, but just know that the growing pains are necessary. And one thing I think that me and Tommy have done, we promise, I think we overpromised certain things that we just can't, we didn't see that we couldn't achieve that, right? I mean, would you agree with that, Tommy? Like we say certain things, and we really, truly, honestly think we can get there. And then when we don't, we do exactly what we tell you guys not to do. And that we, write a check our ass can't cash, right? I mean, that's pretty much what that boils down to. And it's never intentional. but it happens.
Speaking of which, I had a call today from the young lady that is facing time in incarceration, and her lawyer went absolutely postal at the concept of her doing a show, which is ironic. I mean, honestly, it would have been something that would have helped her at sentencing. I could have gone in there and said, look at what she's doing. The lawyer has really kind of put his foot down, is what it is, you know? So again, overpromise.
Maybe
tell you what though, maybe we'll interview her when
it's over,
when she gets out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or maybe she could write us a letter or
I think that might happen. I might hand out, some addresses so that everyone has the
pen power. Yeah, that'd be cool.
The major says, what's this about the cat in the basket? No cat. No, more cat in the basket. More cat in the basket. We would never get rid of squirrel.
And let me say this to you real quick, that guys, I am going on vacation. That's a real thing. So you guys know. Tommy's going to see his daughter Saturday, right, Tommy? Am I correct there?
Leaving Friday in the morning, and I will be back basically Sunday. I don't think I'll be able to do a show Saturday. I land after.
So there's gonna be
show would be
what, like a couple of days where we don't have a show because I'm leaving at the same time.
Yeah. Friday and Saturday. I don't imagine that we're going to be able to pull something off.
And I'm going to try to at least be here a few times next week, guys, depending on my internet connection. Because I really do. I want to be here. It helps me, like I said before. And when I'm on vacation, believe it or not, being on vacation is pretty stressful for a drug addict in recovery. Because you're trying to have fun, and what's everybody else around you doing? They're tipping back, and they're doing this, and they're doing that. It really does. It's a hard thing sometimes, and I need at least a couple days of you guys. Dose of the lifeboat, I guess. But yeah. And I love all you guys. I really, truly do. And that's why I took the time. That's why this all bothered me so bad. This wouldn't have bothered me one lick. Ask Tommy if we didn't care. This wouldn't bother me at all. I could have just hit red and rolled out. But we don't do that here. So, anyway, thanks for listening to me, guys. I know I ran it all day, but I waited way too long to say all that.
Major, I hope somebody other than me got that joke. Yeah, people, you know what? We'll see what if the hotel's got any kind of a hookup. Maybe I'll do something real quick on Friday night, because I mean, we all know they didn't invite me to dinner, right? Like, I'm going to this thing, but I assure you, they're not going to let me appear at the dinner part of this, right?
I might be able to go live on the phone. I know.
I may be able to. And it's always fun to go live from airports. Right, because they get really angry. So maybe I'll do a couple of quick,
little 10-minute live streams or something.
Things. Yeah, they go nuts. Or if you do it on the airplane, they hate that.
Oh, so really?
Maybe I'll do that. So
I haven't flown since 1995.
Is that something? These flights are great. People say to me, you're flying Southwest, they jam you in there. If you've never tried Con Air, you would not complain about Southwest. All right, people. Probably I will be here tomorrow night. Tomorrow night I will be here. My bobbleheaded partner probably will not, because you're gone tomorrow.
I'm not sure exactly when we're planning on leaving. Plans got y'all yanked up and around a little bit, so I might be here tomorrow. Don't count on it, but there's a good chance I might be. So,
okay, people. I am Captain Tommy Scoville, and on the other side of the glass,
Mark Wages.
This is a cat in the basket. Say goodnight, squirrel. I swear to you, there you go. See that? She's alive. Thought I was faking it the whole time. All right. Good night, everybody. We love you.